I think as a kid, my biggest inspiration for doing boxing was just simply watching movies. I remember at an early age my father teaching me a lot of martial arts and getting me involved in that combat sport, the spiritualness of fighting and all that. So once I was a little older, about 4 or 5, he usually showed us a lot of Bruce Lee movies. That really drove me into it, but it never stuck in my head. But I remember one point in my life when I was about 6, 7 years old, we moved to Singapore, and he showed us the film Rocky, and the moment I saw Rocky, that was the biggest inspiration to me to become a boxer today. And my father was tough on me at one point. He told me, you can't do boxing, it's dangerous, it's something that causes a lot of brain damage, history has it. And so he opted to take me to a karate class, and that's when my Kyokushin karate started. Doing Kyokushin karate, I became good at it, and I started to enjoy it as much as I would have loved to do boxing, but I was obsessed with karate, and Kyokushin brought me to my first black belt as well. And that was the first building block of my fighting career, if you would say. And yeah. Born in Tokyo, Japan, 1995. I was born into a stable family. My father came from a little bit of the system that has been pounded a little bit in Sri Lanka. He met my mother, and then both of them got married, and eventually from his education he became successful into the diplomatic service, and he started working as a diplomat in Japan for Sri Lanka, and that's when I came into the world, and it was just me and my sister. We were a really close family, and we moved a lot afterwards. We grew up in a lot of places because of my father's work. The best place I really enjoyed was Singapore, because we had a lot of opportunities in Singapore. Not just because of my martial arts, doing Kyokushin karate, but we also got into the music industry, which I'm very well known for. And after being a musician, I really put karate out the window for a while, and I was heavily involved in the music. And I was really successful at it for a certain period of time.
Motor cars, fast ride. But I got a beat in my head with a raised vibe, feeling uptight like the funky type. Got a dream in my head, ain't just a guy, feeling motivated for this gig tonight. If you talk about cars, I'll set the right. If you talk about money, you gotta shift it right. Life in the fast lane's just a strike, feeling upbeat for this exercise. Voila.
And that's when troublesome hit for me in my life, but as a kid. Moving around was a little bit harder for me because a lot of, one place would be really good, but the other place won't be really good for you. And kids can be really mean, you get bullied a lot, you get hurt a lot, and then my early teens to my late teens was the really toughest period of time for me in my life, because moving back to Sri Lanka in my middle teens was really tough, and a lot of fights in schools, and I was bullied a lot, so it was really hard. It was tough on me. So, and I had depression when I was 16, and that was when we were in Lebanon. My sister was gone to university. My father was the ambassador in Lebanon for Sri Lanka, and a lot of pressure for him as well. And it was really tough on him, really tough on me, and tough on the family. And music was there for me, but then in a certain period of time, as the years progressed, I really were involved in the music too much, and I was getting really depressed as things weren't working out for me. And down the road, I was also an alcoholic, got into a lot of trouble using a lot of alcohol, and it just became a disappointment that from my father, I think, but he always loved me, but I really think I brought him down doing that kind of stuff. I made a choice. I got clean and sober, and then after that, down the years, we were living a happy life in Germany. That was when my father was a consul general in Frankfurt, and a lot of good things happened. My sister had a baby, she got married, and we were living a really solid life. Then my father passed away in 2019. The most, really difficult time of my entire life. Everything that I had, I just wanted to be so angry. I just hate the world that I was living in. I was obsessed with that movie Southpaw, and I knew that that tragedy and that person's life was similar to mine, and I can relate to that, and to express my feelings, to express my anger, to let everything that was inside of me in the time of bullying, in the time of despair, in the time of depression, I tried it out. You know, I couldn't do anything else, but I had to try it out. I talked to one of my father's friends from work back in the days when he was a teacher. My mom's friend as well. He came to our house one day, and we spoke about boxing and stuff. And I asked him, he's a teacher in one of the leading schools in Sri Lanka, in Kandy. So I talked to him and I said, "Do you know a boxing coach that's in your school or anything?" He said, "I know a really good boxing coach, and that's right for your ambition and all that." So he told me, he introduced me to my current boxing coach and my mentor for boxing, who is Mr. Sir. He's my current boxing coach. He didn't want to train me. He told me that it's too late for boxing, it's not going to work out with my age and all that. But then I decided to send him some videos of me boxing on my own, you know, so just training videos. Then immediately he replied to me saying, "You have a great talent, you know, and you have some good straight punches. You have the ability, you know what, I'm going to coach you." And that was it. He just came over and we started training. That's how my boxing career began. And then after my coach, Sir, you know, he just brought me life back into me, and then I was feeling very happy about things again. And that depression, that anxiety, it's all gone. Every time I train, every time I punch that bag, every time I sweat drip down to the ground, it just feels right.